This is probably the last video I'm gonna make about the Orlando shooting, this situation. Um, well, I can think 6 or 7 victims have been identified now. Rule number one when it comes to gun safety: own a gun and carry it. El Presador, I'm a big fan of El Presador. He made a video. He was waving around a gun pretty much. Come on, camera, stop skipping. And he was basically saying if citizens had guns, more citizens had guns, then it would prevent this situation which happened in Orlando. Now, Florida, keep in mind, is a pro-gun state. Loose laws, just like Arizona. Now, the left is going to use that as an excuse to say, well, now, because they had loose laws in Florida, this happened. Now, let's not forget that this was a jihadi terrorist that was bent on destruction. He was an ISIS sympathizer. They're not saying that he had ISIS connections now. They're saying he sympathized with ISIS. This was a hate attack. Don't get me wrong, this was a hate crime. I don't believe that he singled out gays. I don't believe that he picked gays in general to attack. I believe he wanted to go out today and kill Americans, and he accomplished that, regardless if it was gays or whatever or whatever. But let me be clear about what's really going on. While most of you idiots are fighting with straight versus gay, or gay versus, the Christians, that the Christianities hate gays or whatever, that's not true. We hate the extent of homosexuality. Or liberal versus conservative, or black versus white. You see what's going on? The criminal elite above the New World Order, while the Bilderbergs are about to meet for Bilderberg 2016 and fortifying their positions and getting together and declaring and deciding how they're going to run the world and what they're going to do next. While they're doing that, they're laughing at us. Why the bottom people like us, liberals, conservatives, Christians, Christians versus gays, straight versus gay, whatever, transgender, bi, lesbian, black versus white, races, the Black Lives Matter, whatever. We're fighting and we're killing each other while the criminal elite are laughing their asses off. Keep that in mind. They're fortifying their positions while we, the puppets at the bottom, are killing each other. Part of their New World Order agenda is 90% depopulation. They, the New World Order, fucking camera, are using Islamic jihadists as their gun to get rid of the 90% population. It's working. People are so brainwashed by what's on CNN and MSNBC, and even Fox News is guilty of this. And we're fighting each other over it, and New World Order is fortifying their positions while we are being distracted. That's pretty much one thing I want to touch up on. Another couple other things I want to touch up on was there's been rumors of, now this one girl got on TV and said, yeah, he was able to kill a lot of people quickly because he had an automatic weapon. Automatic weapons are very hard to get in possession of. Only the military has automatic weapons. Special police forces might. Some certain SWAT teams in some cities might have them, but automatic weapons are rare. They've been banned for 80 years. The Tommy gun, has been banned since 1930, I think, when whatever law they passed. You can find a couple of, there's a couple spots, a couple of fire ranges in Nevada and a couple of fire ranges in my home state of Arizona where you can fire a machine gun under strict, federal firearm license, which is very hard to get. Only select few people have a federal firearm license. You could pretty much get any gun you want. Even if you have a federal firearm license, it's very hard to get an automatic weapon. An automatic weapon, in case you don't know, is one touch of the trigger and multiple rounds are fired. I don't believe that the Orlando shooter, despite what some people say, I wasn't there, but I highly believe that the Orlando shooter had an automatic weapon. That means one pull of the trigger, multiple rounds of fire. It's very hard for citizens to get automatic weapons. And if they do get them, some gangs have been known to have Tech 9s. Very hard to get. And I highly doubt that an automatic weapon is used in this tragedy. Depending on how good of a shooter you are, you can fire lots of rounds with one pull of the trigger. I mean, I go to the fire range sometimes, the shooting range sometimes, and I can shoot a lot of rounds, man, like that, with one pull of the trigger. You move your finger fast enough, you can pull 20 shots in less than 10 seconds. It's not that hard. Okay? Another thing I want to touch upon, hashtag Orlando on Twitter. A lot of these liberals were quick to attack Christians without even thinking, without even doing research. Some of these idiots, some of these mindless morons were saying, well, Christians' hate for homosexuality caused this. Christians' hate for homosexuality causes tragedy? Let me think about that for a minute. I don't hate homosexuals. I hate the sin, the disgusting sin of homosexuality. As a Christian, I love all humans. I don't like things that people do. I think homosexuality is disgusting, quite frankly. It's an abomination, Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. But I'm not one of these guys that's going to go out and beat a bunch of gays up or anything like that. What happened today in Orlando was, like I said, this was a terrorist attack. Coming from these anti-gunners, who don't know much about guns, I got into a couple of debates today, a couple of days ago, a couple of debates about guns. They could not tell me a semi-automatic from a revolver. They didn't understand what it was. Okay, this right here is a semi-automatic. Okay, this is a Glock 22 40 caliber. Okay. This right here is a magazine. This is not a clip. A clip is something that goes on a rifle. This is a magazine. It holds 10 rounds. This gun can hold 11 rounds. One in the chamber. There's one in the chamber right now. See? And there's 10 in the mag. That's 11. I put the magazine in. I cock it. Now there's one in the chamber. And now there's 9 in the magazine. This is a semi-automatic. Semi-automatic. This is not an automatic. One pull of the trigger, one round goes out. I could pull this trigger pretty quick. I guarantee you within 4 seconds, I can empty this magazine. So, to the person on TV saying he was able to kill a lot of people in a short amount of time, and that's how he had to have an automatic weapon because he killed a lot of people in a short amount of time. If you have a 100-round magazine, which some rifles can carry 100-round magazines, and you pull the trigger really fast, you can do a lot of damage in a quick amount of time. I guarantee you, less than 3 minutes, you can kill probably 75 people. Okay? This right here, you're gonna laugh. That's fine. I've had this gun for about 4 or 5 years. This is a revolver. It has a revolving door. Okay? This holds 5 shots. This is not a semi-auto. This is a revolver. One pull of the trigger, one shot, just like a semi-auto. Know the difference. Because the anti-gunners will throw this literature at you to try to attack you, but they don't know a damn thing about guns. I'm not a gun encyclopedia. That right there is simple. A 3rd grader could figure that out. I highly doubt an automatic weapon is used in this shooting. So anyway, my thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to the victims of Orlando. And I do think, just like El Prestador said, if more people had these, this could have been prevented. But I got to ask, how the hell did he get a so-called automatic weapon or any weapon inside a nightclub? I mean, what kind of security did they have there You know, did he take out the security guards outside the club and go in? I mean, I'm trying to understand comprehend how one guy and hundreds of people was able to do so much damage. Now, I'm not going to jump to say it's a conspiracy or whatever. And Alex Jones was quick to call this a hoax, as usual. I'm not going to do that. I just want to question how the hell was he able to get so many lives off in a short amount of time. One person, and not one person tried to tackle him. Or, you know, the Christina Grimm situation, he had a gun and an unarmed brother tackled him. So I'm just trying to understand the situation a little better. I think it sounds like there's some flaws, but it's too early to tell. But that's the video. That's my thoughts. And regardless of my feelings towards homosexuality, I don't like it. It's disgusting, but I'm not going to interfere with their life. They do what they want to do, as long as they don't have no bearing on me. As long as they don't bother me with it. But I send my condolences to this tragedy in Orlando, and we need to work on the real problem, and that's jihadist terrorism. That's the real problem, and we need to do something about these jihadists. This is Raging Rob. Have an open mind, stay armed, and know your rights.